Ooh. Hi, I'm Pete Blackshaw, founder and CEO of BrandRank.AI. One of the biggest questions I get from fellow brand builders is, how are brands impacted by generative AI? And I always take them back to a very, very simple metaphor. Your brand is a smoothie, which is put together from all sorts of ingredients across the web, good and bad, that are blended into what we call the prompted moment of truth. Because remember, in AI, there's only one response, and it's a blended truth about your brand. So let's make a brand smoothie. So let's start with what I think is the most important pillar. These are your core brand values. In this case, we've got tasty strawberries and bananas that we'll kind of throw into the mix. And again, these kind of help you get on the right start, so we'll kind of throw that into the mix. You've also got your mission statement. It's a pretty important one. We'll give a little dollop of that. And then there's all sorts of feedback that's out there about your brand, whether it's direct consumer feedback to you or message boards on Reddit. Kind of throw, a little bit of feedback. I thought it would be good to have this green because a lot of it's organic truth from the consumer. There's public perception. You get good and bad publicity out there. And of course that blends into the smoothie. So we'll kind of add a little bit to that as well. We're also seeing in the world of e-commerce that reviews are proliferating, both positive and negative, but we're gonna throw little honey reviews in, which means it's generally pretty positive. Or a little there, perfect, great. And then of course, successful marketing campaigns. These are happening all the time. So we'll kind of throw a little bit of the marketing campaigns, which embed themselves on the web, into the mix. So we've got a number of brand ingredients, mostly positive. We'll kind of pop it on and we'll give it a little blend. So what you're about to see is how generative AI works. Come on, baby. So we blended all these ingredients together, but keep in mind, you're never quite sure what you're gonna get. A little glass here to kind of see how it goes. We'll taste it, we'll kind of put it in here. And this is a brand that I think is gonna taste pretty healthy, but we're not entirely sure. We'll give it a go. Yeah, I'd say this brand tastes pretty good. This is generally on track. A brand manager may say, hey, this smoothie reflected in AI search results matches my desired brand essence, my brand character, my brand mission. But in many cases, that's not the case. So let's say that your brand had some issues. You had a controversy, you had activists that were kind of going after you. So you'd throw a few onions into the blender. Let's say that your brand didn't perform well or got a lot of negative reviews. We're gonna add a little salt to the smoothie. We'll dip that in there. Or let's say the brand really had a major crisis and where the nature of the input might completely change the texture of the smoothie. So we're gonna throw in a little blue ink. Okay, I'm a little nervous about this part. I can already smell a different type of smoothie. But again, we've added some onions, some salt, and some paint. And let's see if I can do this without. Ooh. That is a bad smoothie. But it's important to understand that if the wrong mix of ingredients are blended by generative AI into the smoothie, that's bad news for your brand, and you need to manage that. And you don't have the luxury like Search 1.0 where you can simply buy advertising to fix the story. You have to really step back and ask yourself, how do we source the ingredients that build a great brand? How do we build websites? Websites are the #1 algorithmic anchor that feed into AI search results. Are you doing enough to feed into the smoothie? And whether you like it or not, your brand's being blended into a prompted moment of truth. And it is becoming part of the new shopper journey. This is what shoppers today look at when they say, what's the best diaper? Or Kimberly-Clark sustainable? And that blended story is something that you have to live with and manage. At BrandRank, we're committed to helping you understand what your smoothie tastes like and what you need to do to make it taste awesome. I'm Pete Blackshaw, CEO of BrandRank.AI. Thanks for cooking with me.